The company was just barely afloat. I would say it was probably the most stressed I had ever been at that time, and that I could not tell my wife about it.
I didn't realize that he was not paying himself or paying credit cards to make payroll.
I had to make it. I had to do this. It was no longer an option. I was going to lose everything if I didn't make this right. I am Todd Baldridge. I am the owner of Buckeye Complete Auto Care. I've lived in the suburbs of Columbus all my life. I had a buddy, and he had a Trans Am at 13. He's the one who taught me the difference between a carburetor and a spark plug. Like, I'd heard those words before, but I didn't have any idea what they meant. And then my buddy started working Firestone, and I'm like, I want to do that too. I worked every available hour they let me.
This is Firestone. This is where I started my automotive career. I was super fortunate to work with guys who were still passionate about doing it right. They formed probably my entire learning path from then on. But this is what started it all. This is where the entire foundation for a technician was laid for me. I feel like there's all of these people that helped me get to where I am. These people are my family, and it takes a family to do business the way we do business.
Buckeye, it was originally opened up, I think, in 1981 as a top value muffler.
Top value muffler is what it was called when I started.
It was a very, very successful exhaust repair place.
The second owner, Bruce, took over. That's when he was changed to Buckeye Muffler and Brakes.
My father-in-law was a Snap-on dealer, a tool dealer that drives to repair shops. And for years, he talked about owning this muffler shop. One day, Bruce told him, hey, muffler shop's for sale. So in 2007, my father-in-law bought this muffler shop. He called me and my wife over to dinner, and he said, hey, I bought you a muffler shop. I need you to come run it.
Right over here is the Grismer that I was working at when my father-in-law called me and asked me to come work at Buckeye. I was managing this location. This is where I was introduced to what customer service looked like. So my father-in-law made me this offer. Initially, I turned it down. I was pretty happy doing what I was doing. Over the next couple of years, I started to realize that maybe I did want to be a shop owner and kind of change the way auto repair is done.
Told him, as long as I have the opportunity to own it at some point in time, then I will come do that for you. Of course, at that time, I already thought I knew everything there was to know about running an automotive repair shop. Turns out I didn't know anything, but I thought I already knew a whole bunch of stuff. In March 2012 was my first day, March 1st, 2012. I haven't looked back since.
Todd's basically my son's age. He came in as a young buck, full of energy, full of ideas. He was full of himself, but we had a real good balance.
Hank was the one who kind of went, no, that's not how you do this. And that was my first glimpse into what leadership really looked like. So I came to own the shop in April 2015. Late 2017, we had started to really plateau and actually started to decline us at the end of 2017. Things got pretty rough, and we thought we were going to lose the company. I would say it was probably the most stressed I had ever been at that time, and that I could not tell my wife about it.
My name is Stephanie Baldridge. I am Todd's wife and one of the owners of Buckeye Complete Auto Care. My dad warned me, he's like, don't marry a mechanic. Don't marry someone like me. We've been married since we were 20. There were definitely a lot of highs and lows, but I think he sheltered me from a lot of it.
I was hiding everything from my wife because I didn't want her to think, A, I was a failure, right? B, that we didn't have enough money to pay our mortgage because we didn't have enough money to pay our mortgage.
Again, I was shielded from it, so I didn't know how much burden he was carrying and how much weight was on his shoulders. I didn't realize that he was not paying himself or paying credit cards to make payroll.
So I would walk over to the credit card machine, take my credit card out of my pocket and put it in the machine and run it for $7,000 or $8,000 so the payroll could be paid. We look at pictures and I'm like, where'd that guy go? Where'd the guy that has no gray in his beard go? Oh, that's right, he left in 2017 when he didn't know how to run a company. The company was just barely floating itself. It was still losing money regularly, but it was just enough cash flow to keep it afloat. And I had told my wife, hey, I want to go try this new business coach. I believed, I guess, enough in myself and what I could do to risk the last $500 we had to buy a ticket to this conference.
And I asked, share the burden with me. I will carry it with you. You don't have to do this alone. I'm your partner right next to you. We can do this together.
The four of us actually drove down to Nashville, Tennessee, and went to this conference. That moment, knowing that they were there, I had to make it. I had to do this. It was no longer an option. I was going to lose everything if I didn't make this right. So I had gone to this coaching conference, and the speaker felt like he was explaining all of the problems that I have to me. He said that I was the problem. He didn't look at me and say, Todd, you're the problem. But he said to everybody, all of these problems are your fault. That was the first day that I think I actually took real responsibility for where we were going, what we were doing. I didn't go to work the next day. I went and I hung out with my dad. If you were to ask him about it, he would probably have no idea that day changed the course of history for me personally and our company.
Do you recall that day?
I do. He was like, I'm getting in my own way. I go, yes, you are. A man changes a lot between 30 and 40. But going through tough times what makes you smarter and stronger and a better business person. He's definitely done a change. He's definitely done a turnaround.
He came home with a rejuvenated vigor, and I could see a spark in him again. He hit the ground running when he came back.
I went to the store on a Wednesday. One change, we became a yes shop. So we just figured out a way to say yes to everybody, and that's what I told my crew. All we're doing is saying yes.
It is definitely nerve-wracking because you look at everything they said yes to and how in the hell am I going to get this all done?
I went on what I call the apology tour. I brought each person in who worked for me, sat them down and said, hey, look, I'm sorry. I put us in this mess. Here's what I'm going to do about it.
It was explosive.
So we quadrupled in sales, quadrupled in staff.
It was an ongoing joke or bet about how many cars were going to be in a parking lot. I mean, it was packed.
I didn't do almost any of it. I changed, but the act of doing those things together helped push the company to where it is now.
Integrity is above all the most important thing that we give to our customers. It's something Todd instills, the Baldridges instill.
He's my hero, and he always has been, and I just want to do what he does. It's fun having a dad who explains how a car works and opening new possibilities for me.
Another one of those people that have become so important to this story is Tom. He has a 4-bay shop out in Maryland. We like to say that he's my brake pedal and I'm his gas pedal, and we hold each other accountable. He was one of those people that immediately became integral to my success. Now he's family. A business is made up of people. I will forever be grateful for all of the people that helped Buckeye become what it is today. Their growth is what will propel us forward and continue to make Buckeye more successful. And it took me a long time to learn that these people are my family, and it takes a family to do business the way we do business.